or is he just going to do it all on his own out front?
Well, I spoke to him from a serious social distance of across the road outside Santry earlier on, and asked him, was he definitely going to win this? And he said, I'll try my best. And then I berated him for a while, going, come on, just tell me you're going to win it.
That's no answer.
But yeah, it was a poor answer from John, but it's a great performance thus far. He's absolutely motoring along here. He is one of only two, you can correct me if I'm wrong, on Ephraim Gidey. Has he broken 14 minutes yet on the track?
Outstanding
I don't believe
stuff.
he has, but John Travers, a 13.28 performer at his best. That was last year, 2019. And Darren McElhinney is a 13.54 performer at his best there, the UCD athlete, the young athlete from the Beara Peninsula there in second place.
Outstanding stuff. Got a few comments coming in already. Nicola Kavanagh says she's going to stick with us, guys. Francis Mansfield said, not going to abandon us. And Israel Olatunde, the fantastic sprinter, says, better commentary than the Diamond League. Thank you for lying to us and propping up our ego, Israel. And hope it's going well with your training at the moment. But John Travers comes through. That's the kilometre split, 2:47. It's a swift early pace. You won't get loser analysis like this on RTE, lads. That's a low 14-minute pace.
It certainly is. Not a lot of these athletes have hit that. The athlete there in fourth place is Neil McCartan, I think. Just to get that up there for you. He has ran 14:48 this year on the road, and he's also a 3:50 1500 metre performer at his best. So he'll be well capable of handling this early pace. But as we know in the 5K, the pace only really starts with 2K to go. Mitchell Byrne there from Rathfarnham just behind him. Also a very strong performer in the green there of Rathfarnham. And Liam Harris, who we'd pointed out before the race as being a possible contender, looks to have let this pace go off at the front. But Travers is absolutely pouring it on here at the front.
He really is. 2:47 for the first kilometre. It's 13:55 pace for 5K. He is steaming through these first three laps. But he's got company. Ephraim Gidey and Darragh McElhinney are going nowhere here, stalking his slipstream, and a fine gap. These are the three men we expected to come home in the medal positions, and right now, well, it's surprising stuff from John Travers. In this wind, he is going to win this the very hard way. And in two young athletes just coming out of the junior category last year, two medal-winning under-20 athletes. Darragh McElhinney won bronze at the European Under-20 Championships last year, and Ephraim Gidey won bronze at the European Under-20 Cross-Country Championships in Lisbon, behind a certain Jakob Ingebrigtsen, who was running quite well over in Stockholm there earlier on today.
Sorry, my apologies. That's Neil Johnston there, actually, of Annandale Striders in fourth place, not Neil McCartan, the North Down athlete, who's in the 1500 metres later on. But he is also a sub-15-minute performer at his best. Mitchell Byrne there, still in fifth. But these three, like hot knife through butter, they've cut away from this field, and they are flying away here at the front. Travers is absolutely looking glorious here. He's so smooth. All three athletes are real proponents of distance running here in Morton Stadium.
Yeah, John Travers, he really is one of the most fluid runners you'll ever see. Like, you can see he's almost like a dressage horse there. He's just up on his toes with every stride. He really does pick his feet off the ground. And he really is poetry in motion when he runs. Darragh McElhinney, slightly different style. In second, he's very compact, slight forward, lean. But he covers ground hugely effectively and absolutely no wasted energy. Ephraim Gidey in third then is just elegant. Probably the longest striding of all three. And if anyone runs around Santry Domain at any time of the week here in North Dublin, you will see Ephraim Gidey out logging the miles, trains locally. And he's obviously came to Ireland several years ago now and is fully embedded himself as part of our country and represented us with such pride at those European cross-country championships before Christmas, winning a medal. It'll be the first of many international singlets appearances for Ephraim Gidey. And he was quite emotional that day, Ephraim Gidey. He broke down in tears, and you could just see how much it meant to him to run for his adopted nation. Ephraim Gidey, he really is a model as an athlete and indeed as a person. John Travers out front, new father, super dad, we could call him. He told me about this time last year he actually developed a lower back injury from picking up his baby and trying to rock it to sleep. So these are the things Darragh McElhinney and Ephraim Gidey don't have to deal with at this point in their lives, but John Travers, the elder statesman out front, you might call him, even though he's not remotely old. He's got a baba to go back to.
He certainly does, but those two athletes just behind him, well, they might not know the small hardships of those issues. They have plenty to work through themselves, and training for this distance is tough in itself. That fourth-place athlete there as well is Neil Johnston. He's ran 8:11 and 3:48 this year, only in the last couple of weeks, two personal bests. So if either of these athletes in the top three, if any of them start to struggle off this hot pace from John Travers, then we may see Neil Johnston. He may be the one that gets up and tries to pick off the any issues that are in that top 3. But it is still Travers, McElhinney and Ephraim Gidey. It looks almost like a training session here, these 3 running in single file. John Travers acting as the pacemaker here for this front 3.
It's a very interesting strategy he's adopted, obviously coached by Jerry Kiernan, and you know, he's won national titles before at 1500 and 5k, John Travers, by waiting, indoors at 3k by waiting, and he has a tremendous kick finish. But did he just decide that his fitness is good enough this year that he can run the legs off Darragh McElhinney and Ephraim Gidey, or is this him a run of fear rather than confidence from John Travers, and that he's afraid of the kick of Darragh McElhinney? Darragh McElhinney has an outstanding range of gears, and when the wheels start turning, he can go with the best of them, even though he is obviously very young, as is Ephraim Gidey. But we'll soon find out, really, and perhaps talking to them afterwards we'll find out a little more. But it's a new strategy from John Travers. Too early to say yet whether it's paid off or not.
Yeah, and certainly I know Darragh McElhinney is a European Junior bronze medalist, 8:06 indoors this year as well. So he's obviously in good form this year, the second place athlete there from UCD. But John Travers is as you said, multiple national champion and a sub-4 minute miler as well, which neither of the 2 behind them are. So while he may be afraid of the wheels of McElhinney and Gidey, he has wheels himself, and I would be shocked if that was the way he was looking at it. He does have the wheels over that last round of mirrors. Maybe not getting on the track as often this year, so may feel I could be quite fit. And he was saying to us yesterday that he was training in a hilly hilly forest during lockdown and doing lots of 100-mile week, so maybe feeling that he's plenty fit, but maybe not that fast.
Absolutely. They passed 3k in 8:21. That's again that 2:47 kilometre. It's been like clockwork from John Travers. 13:55 pace we're on for 5k here as we come up to the 2/3 marker, and they're only going to pick it up from here. So we're seeing a very, very quick Irish national senior 5,000 metre final here. It's definitely going to be below 14 minutes unless they start jogging and looking at each other in a kind of Tour de France type tactics. But you just wonder with John Travers, what he's done so far has done nothing to break the composure and the class of Ephraim Gidey and Darragh McElhinney. Maybe once or twice it seemed like Ephraim Gidey might be drifting a couple of metres back, but any time that's happened, he's just reattached that cord, so to speak, into the back of Darragh McElhinney's shoulders, and he's, like you see, probably 1.5 meters between them right now, and this has to be taking a toll. Every time John Travers hits that point of the turn, the next 100 metres are a bit of a slog. The wind hits him right in the face. All day in the sprints we've seen 3 to 4 to even 5 metres per second headwinds up that home straight, so it's really going to be sapping the strength of John Travers. He's going to have to be a lot better than either of these 2 athletes in his slipstream if he's going to win this title today, but maybe he is. 4 laps to run for John Travers.
Yeah, he is the quickest in the field by quite some distance, around 20 seconds. However, as you said, he is leading into this wind, and it's starting to look like he's not moving as smoothly as before. But once you go beyond 3k in the 5k on the track, that's when we really start getting into the tough part of this race. It really only starts after 3k. So that 8:21 through the 3k would have put a lot of lead in the legs of the men behind him, but he may have also put lead in his own. But still moving quite nicely. No major change in that top 3, and the rest of the field absolutely strung up behind them. Johnston in 4th, Mitchell Byrne in 5th, Liam Harris in 6th, and then all the way back to the battle of the tall men, Kevin Moriarty, Thomas Fitzpatrick, and then David Rooney there in 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th and 8th. So the field is hugely strung out here.
Yeah, it's all to play for here. There's going to be 3 laps to run here, 1,300 metres at the moment. And John Travers, he still has not made a dent. And the question is, how many more gears does he have left to change over these final 3 laps? He doesn't look like he's really pushing the pace. It doesn't seem to be an attempt to break the 2 men in behind him. And Darragh McElhinney, I think, of the 3 in behind, looks by far the most composed at the moment. He's almost tripping over himself there not to run into the back of John Travers. Probably inevitable that happens to an extent given they're running into a strong headwind, and every time he does that, Darragh McElhinney is making a huge energy saving, as indeed is Ephraim Gidey, the way they're drafting behind John Travers. And will that pay off in another 800 metres time? Because in 2 laps time they will be kicking for glory.
They certainly will, and Gidey looks like he's almost losing, maybe you're talking about imperceptible inches there that he's losing maybe on McElhinney, but McElhinney is looking, with every passing lap, looks like he's in better and better shape here. He's going up right on the inside shoulder there of John Travers, who's gone wide down the straight to try and stop any attempt to go around him, but it is still Travers and McElhinney, and it looks like there's a gap starting to grow to Ephraim Gidey there. It's only a metre and a half at max at this moment in time, but as we go around the back markers here in this field, that could play havoc here with these athletes. over this last couple of laps.
It's going to be a barnstorming last 2 laps here, and thank you for joining us here on the live stream, because we may suitably be losing our collective minds here. And is Ephraim Gidey finally starting to crack? The first sign of effect of what John Travers has done to this field finally shows on the face of Ephraim Gidey. He loses about 7 or 8 metres. They're 11.52, 11.53 as they come through with 2 laps to run. It's going to be in and around 14 flat. They'll probably kick it home with a 60-second last lap. And Dara McElhinney looks so composed in behind John Travers. Like we said, is this today the 19-year-old from Glengariff in County Cork comes of age here in the colours of Bantry AC? Can he topple John Travers, who for so long has been the king of this domain?
Yeah, McElhinney is stuck to him like a limpet there onto his back, on the back straight here. He's no more than half a yard from him. The man from Glengariff is, with 600 metres left to run, just sitting behind John Travers there, living in Sligo at the moment, Dublin born and raised, and coming around now at 500 metres left to run. Will it be a first national title for Dara McElhinney at senior level, or will it be the elder statesman John Travers getting up for yet another win here in the Sanchez Stadium?
And they're having to go wide now. This will make it all the more intriguing. If you use this correctly, it can be played to your advantage as you whip round athletes and cut in. Maybe you can just put a little bit of a metre gap between you. But as it's been from the outset, John Travers went to the front with 1 lap to run and 12.58 on the clock. This is probably going to be a sub-14. John Travers goes for home.
Yeah, it's going to be one of the fastest times we've ever seen here at the National Championships over 5K, and one of the Leavelle athletes just moving out there and costing maybe a couple of yards there to these athletes. But John Travers is storming down the back straight. He's starting to stride out now. McElhinney's still stuck to him, stuck to his back. 250 metres left to run. It'll be Travers or McElhinney.
There's 10 years between them in age, and there's less than a metre between them on the track. Travers with the cardinal sin there, lets the door open on the inside. What is he doing? McElhinney sneaks into it. Is this the move? Is that the defining move of this race? Travers maybe wanting to draft up the home straight in behind McElhinney, but McElhinney goes for broke on the bend. He's got 3 metres, 4 metres, 5 metres. The brilliant Dara McElhinney of Bantry is going for home. The 19-year-old. Does John Travers have 1 run left? McElhinney into the wind, fighting for his life, fighting for the national title. 19-year-old teenage kicks to glory. Dara McElhinney takes the title. John Travers with an excellent run in second. And there's a yawning gap back to Ephraim Gidey, who's going to come in third for Clonlift. But Dara McElhinney, what a run. Wisdom beyond his years and speed of a high-powered sports car to close that out. It was well below a sub-60-second last lap. Outstanding run from Dara McElhinney. The performance of the year from the 19-year-old Bantry man.
Yeah, 13.56 as well, only 2 seconds off his personal best set last year. So an incredible performance from Dara McElhinney to get the win on that one at only 19 years of age. John Travers second, and Ephraim Gidey third. Looks like Neil Johnson got up for... No, Liam Harris, in fact, got up for 4th place there. 5th, Mitchell Byrne, and Neil Johnson of Annandale Striders get up for 6th place.
What a race. Blown away. I don't think it affected, but it certainly didn't help John Travers' cause to open the door there for Dara McElhinney on the with 200.